Alright. ZEST. I mean, already went up against Gumiho once. Was a close series. Gumiho did seem to have a little bit of the upper hand. Just a couple of times where ZEST's build order it just fell apart very quickly. Even if he did only make like one Oracle out of the Stargate. What? Do people still do this? People still do this? Oh my. I mean, if you plan to go Twilight Council afterwards anyway, for that as your main army, you're just not gonna have the Oracle right now, right? That's the problem. You won't have the scouting as much. So maybe he needs to make like a sentry now or something instead for hallucination scout. Is that what you would do? Or maybe just scout with the Stalkers more proactively? Did he see the triple Rex? He did not. He hasn't seen anything on this side of the map just yet. A little bit unfortunate. Because he would know he's gonna be allowed to be a bit more aggressive with those Stalkers if he knew it's triple Rex. Nothing flying into your base for quite a while. And anything that is coming into your base is going to have to leave through this area here. So you have the perfect opportunity to pick away at things. As you kind of get aware that there is an attack coming in right then and there. And you do the things that you need to do, right? You delay it. You get to prepare. And you get to utilize the incredible mobility of those Stalkers to the fullest effect to try and trade as efficiently as possible as well. All at the same time, guys. All at the same time. It's StarCraft 2. It's the game we're playing here. There's probably even more stuff you gotta do that I'm just forgetting about because I'm a bad StarCraft player. Right, Stalkers are moving across. Looks like there is going to be a weird moment here. Actually, you know what? Those Stalkers moving backwards. Not sure if he was anticipating something coming in here or saw something, but his gut feeling was correct. And now this is a problem, though. Those Stalkers never managed to soften up the Marines. They never managed to force a stim. So now the first stim already bringing them right on top of the probes. And he takes out 6 of them. So that's a reasonable start there for Gumiho. He did lose a lot of Marines though. 19 of them, as those Stalkers, they are still a present danger. With the triple Rex, you do not have that quick access to siege tanks either. So this could be a very troublesome situation here for Gumiho. Needs to get a great repair going here. Just barely not enough to survive the Stalker barrage. So that bunker does go down. More SCVs are being pulled. The Widow Mine into the ground. Second bunker is here. SCVs, what are you doing, boys? What are you doing? Get back in line. Back on the production line here. Oh, quite a big blink there for the one single Widow Mine. Things are a bit rough for Gumiho right now, trying to hold this position. That bunker, no repair on it this time around, but ooh, those Stalkers just getting a little bit greedy, thinking they were done shooting the bunker and started shooting some Marauder instead, I believe. So, do not manage to finish it off this time around. And it seems like he is he's okay with what he did manage to get. Oh, still losing a Stalker there. Thought those Stalkers were going to be okay, but apparently he only picked one of them up, anticipating the other one to be alright. Which I did as well. Or maybe it just was targeted onto the wrong Stalker, because I don't know. I don't know. But the mines don't kill Stalkers with AoE effect. It had to be a direct lock-on. Which was weird. Anyway, I don't know. One of us is going to have to go through this replay and check. Okay, observers at the front sees the third base for Gumiho in production, as well as 2 more barracks. Things progressing normally for Gumiho so far. So the overall worker count here not looking too shabby for him. Trading hasn't really gone into his favor. But he killed those probes relatively early on in the game, and ZEST hasn't, I suppose, been producing probes throughout the entirety here. Oh my. Oh my. Gumiho finds another golden trove of probes just ready to be slaughtered. And will manage to get a big portion of his bio. On top of that, once again, ZEST, he is losing more probes, yes, but I am getting a bit worried here for Gumiho. That army supply is not really up there anymore. He's going to be fighting a stronger and stronger Protoss army here as time continues. He needs to start thinking about incorporating more Marauders. Get himself some Vikings as well. Those are absolutely wonderful units, of course, against the Colossi. Stuff like that. Just Marine Widowmine Medevac will no longer do here. With, you know, just some Marauders in there as well. For concussive shell and such. Oh. Gumiho, okay. Going for a bit of a play there. 2 medevacs loaded up immediately as he sees the Protoss army coming in. Guess he realizes this is no longer a fight that he can take. So he's just gonna continue onwards with plan A, which was just kill as many probes as you can. Kill every probe that you can get your hands on. Recall being forced out of ZEST here. Quite a couple of units being brought back home, which means that the main base of Gumiho here is looking alright again. Although that's a lot of SCVs that went down. Now that economic advantage no longer going for Gumiho. Did he lose the third base as well? Yeah, that third base is no longer around. That's rough. That's rough. Yeah, okay, so ZEST, you know what? The one with the heavier boxing gloves on right now should be able to land much heavier blows to his opponent. Well, maybe Gumiho will be able to land a good couple of jabs that might be able to equal out this game, you know, get them on the same kind of HP bars overall. And then keep fighting from there. In a way, StarCraft 2, if you compare it to a fighting game, is kind of weird because, you know, if you punch your opponent, in a way you are regaining health yourself again. You're increasing your chances of winning. Well, yeah. But, right, you don't look hurt anymore once your opponent is at the same stuff that you have. Well, maybe you still do. Maybe the analogy just falls apart. Who knows? I've had better ones. War Prism finds the medevac drop here. The 4 medevacs on the right side, though. I mean, they see the army over here. Is that gonna be enough for them to decide to go for it? I hope not. These medevacs, they have been just still in vision right now as well. Of a pylon, nonetheless. Something you can see you're in the vision of. Still no third base there, ZEST. Very peculiar moments. Is Gumiho just gonna try to bring everything together at some point and just go for it? Try to have ZEST just spread out so much on all of his bases that all of a sudden everything together just smash? StarCraft 2 is a dating sim. I'm not even sure where to begin the analogies there. Like how players match up against one another. Some are compatible, some are not. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. Right, so Dark Templars gonna be getting a whole lot of kills right here on the left side. The army of Gumiho has been pushed backwards as well. And in the main side, it looks like that's not going all too great for Gumiho either. Gets one of the Dark Templars. The other ones managed to de-shape themselves into a mythical ball of lightning until they become the Archons. And, okay, here we are. Something going in, you know, a positive light for Gumiho. Takes out the main nexus of ZEST. ZEST immediately rebuilds it, though, without a second of hesitation the moment it goes down. There is only about 600 minerals left there, but you know what? ZEST doesn't care. It's his main nexus. He wants that bad boy around. I guess there's still the gas there as well, right? Well, how much is that? It's still 800 gas. Yeah, may as well. May as well. I don't know, guys. I have the feeling like Gumiho has kind of been dead for a while now. But, you know, when players are kind of dead, you have this weird moment where your opponent can be like a little bit too happy about having won the game, overestimate his odds just a little bit, and suddenly everything backsliding somewhere else entirely. But yeah, it looks like ZEST not gonna allow that to happen. There was another army of ZEST over here, by the way. Oh, we're not getting to see it anymore. We put our focus cap back on. Top left side, we have a red Terran player fighting for Psystorm Gaming. It's the one, it's the only Towel Terran Gumiho. There we go. Bottom right side, a Dragon Phoenix Gamerman himself. It is the blue Protoss. One and only ZEST. Moving things along smoothly with a slightly hidden barracks. The probe not that interested just yet in the barracks placement, it seems. Just here to block the command center for all time's sake. Cyber core with the Nexus followers. A follow-up. Reaper Marine into the factory. SCV survives, that's always nice, of course. No further delay on that command center other than that. It has to fly around a little bit there before it can get things done. With the utmost efficiency, of course. That's why the council straight away this time from ZEST. Not bad, not bad. There's no starports hidden on the map anywhere, but we do have a couple of Hellions here. The only singular being produced, and a tech lab on that starport. Oh, that Hellion is low. Yeah, that's not gonna get away. Yeah, that might be stuck as well now, though, to be fair, but... yeah. Nicely done. Nicely done. Keeps ZEST overall pretty much in the dark about what's going on in Gumiho's base though, of course. Which is quite nice. Oh, he dropped a mule on the low ground. ZEST is after that mule. Oh, he wants it so bad. Doesn't quite get it, but that was a greedy mule indeed. That was a very greedy mule. Although you don't really suspect like a stalker to come in after the adept was taken care of. Next up, a Zealot, and then we get the singular sentry harassment after its follow-up. Then we get the Immortal, as the robotics units will start to get involved at that point. It's going on one by one with every single Protoss unit. Sounds like a nice fun day Monday, really. Like you have to do harassment, like actual harassment, effective harassment with like 5 different individual units, like that are just on their own, like a Rambo fun day Monday, something like that. Here come the Banshees. There's a single shield battery there, so if these Banshees don't line up their shots nicely, this could still be tricky, but we're talking about Gumiho. He's pretty good with those mech units. There he goes. Scattering the corpses of probes left, right, and center. ZEST gonna try to retaliate here with his stalkers on the other side of the map. Needs to find damage himself, actually, now that these Banshees are gonna continue onwards with that utter destruction. Even deciding to just target down the shield battery. No time to micro these Banshees when the stalks are in your base, so just target down the shield battery and get that over with, out of the way. Cancel on the third base, that's nice, but I mean, it's not... Oh, wow, how did that connect still? That was like a cheating Banshee shot. No, okay. Oh, wow, he does get out of there. Oh, that's so annoying for ZEST. That is so annoying for ZEST. He's down to 29 workers now. It's not a good spot to be. We'll have a lot less resources to try and make his deadly force with. Might be able to still get something to work here, though. He's looking to break the bunker. And I'm not sure if he's... Well, can make an attempt for the main base here. I mean, that third base, once again, looking awfully... awfully delicious. Oh, okay. Moves back, and we'll be able to still get that cancellation. Yeah, there we go. Very well done. Even the 2 siege tanks there, I mean... With the 4 extra stalkers in that War Prism, I wouldn't be upset if he starts jumping on top of those 2. Guess you have to be really careful. You're not quite sure if there's like 2 or 3 other siege tanks giving cover fire at the same time, and you just dug yourself a deeper hole. Then again, if you're already in a bit of trouble here, losing 24 probes very early on, I mean, you may as well risk it, right? Just try it. Take a couple of risks that you normally wouldn't, because, well, they might still pan out, and if they don't, you kind of threw a game that wasn't really all that great of a position anyway already, so... No, ZEST will try to stick true. Gets himself to 3 bases here. Trying to get himself to a reasonable worker count. War Prism back into the main base. Important stuff here in order to keep your Terran opponent enraged, up to a, you know, foam coming out the mouth type of moment. Absolutely seething, this one. But this Terran right here. Oh, Gumiho looking pretty chill. That army never really stopped moving. Is about to arrive at the Protoss expansion area. And this is looking like... I don't know, guys. That's a lot of stuff for Terran. Just needs to siege it up right now. Right, there it goes. Immortals attempting to pick off the siege tanks from the back. The bio is going down a lot quicker than I thought it would, though. There is, I guess, only one medevac there. And the Stalkers. Is this enough? No, it just barely isn't. It just barely isn't. It got really close, but... let's say it got closer than I thought it would be. A bit of struggle against Ragnarok there in the winners match. I thought that, you know what, ZEST may have been able to get that third match victory as well. I don't know why it happens, but maybe this is in my head, but I feel like Ragnarok does a lot better at the start of a series than at the end of a series. Like when it's tied up, it's a very tense situation. I don't know. I seem to think that it gets a little bit more nervous, a bit more tense. Things just don't operate as smoothly anymore. As securely or as decisively. Start second guessing every step he makes. Especially when the series is close. When both players taking games and then you're suddenly in on match points. Game number 5 or game number 3. But ZEST the player, you know, he's been there so many times. And he is just made of absolute iron or something like that. He doesn't know fear. He's made out of some type of metal that doesn't know fear. Nice command center hit on the high ground. Didn't want to bother with the probe on the low ground again. Adept sticking at home as well because of this. Because, yeah, you know, you're not going to be able to pick anything off here because nothing's going to be around here. Everything's going to be up on the high ground until there's more than enough Marines to deal with your adept pressure. Still looking to send it across right now in order to get all the scouting information. Get a good count on the Marine numbers. Right, seeing a Widow Mine, for example, burrow into the ground. Pretty useful information. There we go. And cancel. Lovely. Oh, he's just gonna continue doing that. For quite a while. Until either the Adept dies or ZEST wins the game. Little Unburrow movement there. Wonder if that was a reposition because he doesn't want ZEST to know where it's at, or if he's planning to take it somewhere. I guess on this ramp it's only good if your opponent doesn't know it's there, right? And if they do, then they just bring an observer, and because it's further away from the rest of your army, they're very likely to just pick it up for free. So that makes sense. That makes sense. Reactor on the starport. Barracks here coming in as well next to that factory. +1 and Stimpack timing well on the way. Could be striking true here, not in the too far distant future. Five gateways are finishing up though. It's a lot of gateways. A lot of zealots will be produced out of that assembly line right here. Get him! So you just gotta stick on top of it. I mean, that would be a waste of a Raven. Just get a Raven for each each observer and then just stick it to him so you know where they are. The enemy I know is better than the enemy I don't know. It's something like that. Okay, things about to get wild very quickly here. War Prism with 4 zealots into the main base. The observer into the natural. Not gonna do much on its own, but yeah, we do have this situation in the middle right now, kind of making things awkward. There is the zealot warp in of how many zealots? 9 zealots in total extra, just like that, just ready to have a party with the SCVs here. The SCVs not having much of it, well, kind of having to, I suppose. Not much of a choice there for them. And the army of the Terran, Gumiho, trying to still move forwards. He has a reasonable amount of units. Still, that auto turret placement can come into great effect as well. Actually doing the interference matrix on one of the immortals. Pretty cool. 2 auto turrets down. They get targeted rather quickly though, and that is gonna have to be it. Guys, GG is called. ZEST comes in with the very, very well-timed War Prism, just as Gumiho is halfway across the map, stuck with his siege tank in siege mode, because the Stalkers are just patrolling the area. Very well played there by ZEST, just absolute map awareness.